All right, the historic reopening of diplomatic relations between the U.S. and Cuba creates new business opportunities for both countries. Carnival Corporation, the world's largest cruise company, is announcing it received permission from the U.S. government to begin travel to Cuba.
You know, Cuba has 11 ports of promise. We imagine and desire to visit at least 3 ports during the 7-day trip itineraries that we'll be taking to Cuba.
We've sort of built a product that I want to enjoy myself. As you can imagine, you know, the world is hungry for Cuba and just very, very curious, right? We began the process on the U.S. side this spring and applied through the Department of Treasury and OFAC, and were sort of awarded the first U.S. ship to go to Cuba and return to the U.S. We were honored to receive the first U.S. approval. We won't begin sailing to Cuba until next May, so it's our intention to begin in May. Really excited to just get to know the Cuban people. The trips will be a little different, but still in the same social impact ethos that Fathom is.
You can imagine there are always critics who are going to say things. My encouragement to them is to get to know us, have an experience with us, forward to working together. And understanding from the Cuban side what we need to do to be successful together. We still look at the beauty of the Cuban people and the opportunities that we have if we can all sort of join hands together and really explore developing economic development as well as just these cultural exchanges that will ultimately benefit the country and the Cuban people. The intent and spirit is to continue to build favorable relationships with the Cuban people. I think we're all looking forward to a different era, because the era that we've been through has not necessarily solved any of the challenges between the countries, and so we're excited about this as really a bridge.
Tell us what this means.
Well, it means after almost 50 years, the U.S. has granted approval for the first time for cruise ships to go from the United States to Cuba. But the concept was to take interested travelers to a location where they can immerse in cultural exchange and in certain cases get back. So the Dominican Republic is the first opportunity for Fathom. It's in the Puerto Plata region. Cuba will be a little bit different. Cuba will be cultural exchange, and we obviously, just like we did in the Dominican Republic, will work with the Cuban locals to figure out what works for them. Well, we think cruising is a great way for exchange, and we look forward to others in the industry eventually having the opportunity to go to Cuba, and maybe by the time we sail, others will have that opportunity. Who knows, embargo could be lifted, you know, before that time even. So we welcome that. We think it's great for the American people. We think it's great for Cuba. We think it's great for the Caribbean. All starting in May of 2016. It's very exciting. It's historic. We are privileged to be the first in our industry to have these approvals, and we look forward to being the first, if not one of the first, to actually sail with Cuban approval.
All right,
congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, and thanks very much for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much.